Golfy Girl is back, coming to you, buenos dias, from Mayacoba, Mexico, where I have flown across the country for my love, pursuing my passion and enthusiasm for golf. It's the NFLPA Classic. I'm so excited, honored to be a part of it. The best of the best in the NFL squaring off 2-day tournament, and it'll be on Golf Channel. You should check it out from 6 to 8 Eastern. Tuesday and Wednesday, I'll be part of it. Jameis Winston's part of it. Dan Orlovsky's a part of it. We are golfy people. We're also football people, don't worry. We'll get to this. Michael Irvin making his debut on the Up and Adam show. We're very excited about that. We also have Trey Smith on the program, Super Bowl champ. Will Creed Humphrey be somewhere in the background? Probably, because they're like peanut butter and jelly. And then we will bring you Armand Membou. We talked to him last week when Hamilton very wisely weaseled his way to Missouri. Full-on golf girl reporting for duty, Matthew. Who knew? Who knew? And here we go again. And wait till I've talked to so many NFL players today. Everyone's here. It's actually Harrison Smith, J.J. McCarthy, Tony Jefferson, I just saw Marcus Jones. I just saw like everybody, it's still very Super Bowl-y, but it's very off-season vibes. Everybody's laid back. They're having a practice round here today at Mayacoba, and I'm just like, my short game, I'm sitting here at 18th. I'm clicking right now, my friends.
I mean, are we just going to ignore the bucket hat? Or are we going to talk about that at all?
I forgot a hairbrush. I thought about having room service bring me a toothbrush, and or a fork, like Ariel in The Little Mermaid, those of you who remember. But no, I didn't. I'm just wearing hats. I'm in my hat era. I'm in my golf girl era, and I'm excited. Aren't you excited?
I'm very excited. That is a great lineup of guests. I'm very excited to hear what they have to say. I can't wait to hear, honestly, from J.J. McCarthy. I think we've heard much from him since the season ended with all this stuff going on. I'm sure he's got some interesting things to say.
I've never met J.J. McCarthy. I've never met Brock Bowers. So those are my two targets, okay? And by the way, the Vikings team, it's kind of old Vikings, Case Keenum's playing, Adam Thielen, Harrison Smith, and J.J. McCarthy. They're the team that everyone is like, that's who we want to take out. Target on their back vibes. Now, while I was traveling here, I guess Michigan State won. I watched a little bit of the first half and I was nonplussed. I was not happy with what was going on. But then I woke up and I woke up 4 times in the middle of the night because of the jet lag. And I wanted to check, but I was like, I'll be up. I'll be up if I look. I'm not looking. And so I'm glad to see that they advanced. J.J. McCarthy's Michigan squad also advanced. They might meet each other, guys. Head over to FanDuel Sportsbook. Get your bets in. I believe my futures bet is still alive.
Oh, yeah. You crushed it this weekend. Yeah, so Florida State beat Norfolk State on Friday, and they ruined UConn's chance at a three-peat yesterday, so that leg has already hit. Texas Tech just needs to beat 10th-seeded Arkansas on Thursday to get into the Elite Eight and complete that leg of it. And then Michigan State needs to beat Ole Miss on Friday, and then they need to beat the winner of Auburn and Michigan on Sunday, which would send Tom Izzo to his 9th Final Four and cash this parlay for you.
I was Twitter searching Izzo's name in the first half, and people are garbage. Like, you people on Twitter are absolute garbage. Tweeting like, he's lost it, he's a fraud, he's a whatever. On to the Sweet 16 he goes, losers. Saying that about him. Get out of here. I'm very excited for this broadcast. It's the fact that I'm going to be on Golf Channel. Can you just like...
Of all the things... something, if you asked me 3 years ago, things I thought I would never see, that would be at the top of the list.
What's next? I'm on a show about like healthy relationships and marriages and stuff. Like, what is next for Kay Adams? You never know where she'll end up. While this is going on, and why I'm excited about this, it's Dan Orlovsky and myself, and I think things can change, like the wind in golf. I think Jameis and I just get to F around and like drive a car.
Let's go.
And hang out with everybody. And I'm so excited. And of course, the first thing I'll say to him is, hello, New York Giants quarterback. How exciting for Jameis Winston to ink this deal. Congrats to him. It's 2 years, $8 million. And very exciting. And he was sort of the belle of the ball at Super Bowl. I'm sure he's like, obviously dotted every I and crossed every T when it comes to making these big decisions for his life, where he wants to be. He was sizing up like weather patterns for us and like the neighborhoods that he's living in with these teams. And that's great. And there are reports that it doesn't take them out of the Aaron Rodgers hunt, by the way, the New York squad. I don't think it's a total coincidence that this happened right after Aaron had this 6-hour visit in Pittsburgh, right? While everyone's watching March Madness, he's there sort of figuring out what he wants to do or what the Steelers want to do. I like it for the Giants. Jameis had some really big moments last year. And some bright spots and iconic spots about the snow that we won't forget. And it's a decimated Browns team that he did that and had success with. He beat the Ravens. He beats the Steelers. He throws for nearly 500 yards on Monday Night Football, of course. And it sort of gives you he's bona fide real deal option that you can win games with. So, and the reason we love that is you don't have to start a rookie right away. I never want to start the rookie. I want to bubble wrap them. Okay. By the way, I talked to JJ McCarthy earlier, Hamilton. You haven't seen this yet. We talked about Duck Hunt, somehow came up. And
I love that.
The Jungle Book original version.
Wow, so he really knows ball. He knows.
Well, he called me an old man, I think, at one point too. He's like, the old version, or like what? And I was like, okay, Shepherd's Hook, get out of here. But yeah, we're very excited, of course, about our guy Jameis, his deal. We'll get to more quarterbacks, the young ones. Speaking of young ones, it does seem to be trending towards Cam Ward, Hammy, going #1 overall to Tennessee. We don't know it for sure, but New York's an interesting spot with the 3rd overall pick. We're seeing more and more mock drafts, though, as I'm on the plane looking at these. A lot of people at 3rd think Travis Hunter's the guy, right? And if they are not totally sold 100% on Shedeur, I like it. Take the best player on the board. You can package the 34th pick to move up. You can grab Shedeur if he falls. You can grab Jackson Dart, who Hamilton, I don't know if you knew this, I'm learning a lot about over the past couple of weeks. You could go with Milrow if you like him. I know it might seem a little bananas to pass on a quarterback when you know that you need one, but if you don't feel like there's a lot of separation between Shedeur and some of the others, I don't know. It might be worth it, right? So if they draft a quarterback high and do not nail the pick, it could set them back years. We don't want to see that happen. And I always come back to what Sean Payton told me last year. You don't want to talk yourself into drafting a quarterback that high. You want to fall in love like he did, and it's working out with Bo Nix. And that might happen with Shedeur. If it doesn't, I like that the Giants have options. Rebuild, Malik Neighbors, Travis Hunter, you've got Jameis there. I like where it's trending in New York. And the NFL and sports are just better when New York is relevant and good, and they haven't been. We have Michael Irvin on the show. We have Trey Smith on the show. We have Armand Membou on the show. Huge loaded show. Loaded week. This is a Super Bowl week out of nowhere on the Up and Adams program. So really lucky. Big time thankful to the NFLPA for being so welcoming to be part of this event, that we're going to grab some of these stars. I'm just going to post up and like make I don't even know, some sort of barricade that makes them stop and talk and hang out with me. What else stood out to me over the weekend? Well, we heard from Jason Light, okay, Bucs GM. He went on a radio locally on WDAE, and this is what he said. Let's take a listen. Oh, sorry, I thought we had a stop. So basically, let me sum it up for you. He revealed that the guy you're seeing right now, Chris Godwin, he said that Chris Godwin had a blank check offer from another team. And he left a lot of money on the table to come back to Tampa. And that's on a deal that White, by the way, still puts him in the top 20 among receivers. Light went on to say he feels really good about Godwin, his recovery. Godwin chose to come back because how he feels, of course, about the team, where he won a Super Bowl, the culture, the community, all of that. Everybody says that about the Bucs, by the way. You've never heard, everybody loves the Bucs community, culture, all of that, tax situation, sure. And it's got me thinking, we do not talk about what is going on in Tampa enough. First round playoff exit, I get it, not the best taste in your mouth, I kind of get it, but they won a division title, people, despite playing without Mike Evans and without Chris Godwin for such a long stretch. Baker, a dog. I don't know if he's here. I don't think he's here. I cannot wait to talk to Baker next. Threw 41 touchdown passes in the middle of all that. Tom Bowles leads his team to playoff appearances in not 1, but 2, but 3 seasons since Bruce Arians decided to hang it up. This culture, this org, top to bottom as a whole, they have made the playoffs 5 years in a row under Jason Light. Can we give him his love, please? Longest streak in the NFC. I didn't know that till Hamilton told me that in the morning. I think only the Chiefs and Bills have longer ones going across the entire league overall. So third best in the NFL. What do I always say? Consistency is my most impressive trait with a player, a team, whatever. They're consistently at the peak. And Tampa's bringing back almost everybody this year. Speaking of consistency, Hassan Reddick, I think, and I expect, and I'm praying for a big bounce back from him. I'm looking forward to seeing what the draft brings for them. We're taking a look at the odds here. Let's take a look. Over on, I think we have it. Yeah, here we go. Over on FanDuel Sportsbook, get a load of this. Another big year, and they just put up their division winner futures. It looks like the odds makers are with me, baby. Tampa, the favorite at plus 145 to win the South. They got the Falcons, the Saints, the Panthers. The odds, by the way, for every single division are posted if you want to get over to FanDuel Sportsbook and take a look for yourself. Hammy, before we go to break, tell me about the Sarasota thing. What Saratoga?
Saratoga. Yeah, there's this this TikTok influencer that went viral over the weekend for his morning routine, which involves dunking his face in sparkling ice water like 3 times a day. And this is all, he gets up at 3 a.m. and spends 6 hours just doing nonsense things before he finally starts working. So, yeah, he's rubbing banana peels on his face. Why
did this go viral?
I want to hear Michael.
Go viral?
Just because it's so pointless and he's spending 6 hours of his day doing this and filming it. Here we go.
Why did I see one of Christian McCaffrey? Was there one floating around?
People
have
started tweeting out. I think it was just a white guy that people were saying was Christian McCaffrey, but everybody's posted morning routines now after this went viral. Oh, here we go. Here's the Saratoga dunk. There it is.
Is this okay for television? It's going viral because of his.
It's another dunk.
The nonsense of it, or his.
Because look at the time that's gone by. He gets up at 3 a.m. and just does nothing all day.
670-something million. I think it might be the most viewed thing that I've ever seen. Did you see the views on this?
No, it's absolutely nuts. And Saratoga's water has been like sold out of every store. Yeah.
678 million views.
Unreal.
This makes me uncomfortable. Shout out to him though. We'll be back after this. Maybe Michael Irvin has a take on this. I got a hard line of questioning for old Irv. I haven't seen him in a minute, and that's exactly where we're starting, and it rhymes with Schmarnaval. I don't understand why that goes. Like, I don't understand what I'm looking at. Because clearly he puts that kind of content out all the time. And the water doesn't exactly stand out to me.
Yeah. I think there are a bunch of points where it's featured in there. But yeah, it's just I think it's mostly people like, what is he's spending 6 hours. He's getting up at 3 a.m. and spending 6 hours doing what? And like, why are we filming this and posting it? Yeah.
I'm like, do I dunk my face in a bowl of water? I have. I do.
Is it sparkling?
What would you like to ask Michael about that? I got nothing for him on that. I'm at another golf.
I would love to hear his reaction and what his morning routine is.
Golf girl is back.
Are you rubbing the banana peel on your face tomorrow morning?
I'm not going to give you the line that you're looking for here, but I've done crazier. I think I could one up that. I can't. Yeah. That's how I was. Okay, calm down. But yeah. That video did not look that crazy to me. Other than,
I think it's the time span of it all. Like,
can't say things.
Yeah. Oh,
and Irvin's coming on. I got to be real. On the rails. Somebody's got to be on the rails. I just hope. I want Irvin to just give it to me on these Cowboys, baby. Like, what's up? Defense and 2 running backs. Are we good? Are we good?
There's a lot to still figure out there. Yeah, I wonder how he feels about the approach and, the approach with some of these contract extensions too. He went through it in 1992, had to wait a while for his extension, just like Dak and CD did, and just like Mike is right now. So I'd love to hear his thoughts there.
Yeah. Who else did I see that was fun? Carson Wentz. They're also serious, right? Like, they're actually not serious, but they like about their golf there. And this is the first time it's televised. And you can imagine if you're a pro athlete and you're wired this crazy way, and then all of a sudden cameras are following you. I would have performance anxiety. That just being broadcast everywhere. There, you know. I also will say I could not find a good golfer. I talked to 70 men today and said, "How's your golf game?" My goal is to find, and I don't think I will, somebody to say that they're a decent golfer.
They're underselling right now too. They got to be. It's important to do that right now. You don't want to talk yourself up and then have a rough outing.
Sound full. What a day.
A pump and go. Irvin, touchdown! What a catch! Michael Irvin using that left hand to keep the defender away. Gets his right hand on it. What a catch!
All right, I'm here in Mayakoba, Mexico for the NFLPA Golf Classic, some of your favorite stars. And I wish that my next guest was here in person because he would be an all-access pass. Sometimes I have to work really hard, you know, to get players to come talk to me. But Michael Irvin, if you just like walk with him, everybody's stopping and making a crowd. You are a Hall of Famer. You are obviously just the playmaker in everything that you do. How are you, Michael?
Okay, I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well. It's so great to hear your voice and to be back on air with you, hanging out, talk to my man Richie right there. I guess he's working with you guys over there too. So it's always good to hear from some of the old guys, you know, some of my old locker room guys when we were at the network.
Yes, yes. I want to talk about all of the things, but topic number one, Carnival. Happy belated birthday, Irv. Love you, big guy. What the hell is this? Talk me through what I'm seeing here.
I cannot believe me, man. Oh my God. Hey, this was insane. Oh my God. I've always wanted to go to Carnival. You know, ever since everybody hears about Carnival and you want to go, right? And I'm like, I gotta go before I get too old. They won't be able to walk around because there's a lot of walking. So, well, actually, I really got on that scooter. I scooted around in that outfit, on a scooter, riding around Carnival. It was incredible. Let me tell you what, Kate. Over there, everybody was there to have a good time. It was no one was, you know, it was no bad attitudes. It was just incredible, man. So I enjoyed it. I don't think I had a birthday in the country since that old famous birthday a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? I like getting out of the country.
I know what you're saying. I love that you like getting out of the country. Happy birthday. Where did the outfit come from? And people think you got your belly button pierced. I think people
No. There's no belly button pierced there.
Okay. It's just glitter?
In that outfit. Oh my God. Yo, hey, that outfit I had, right? Like we were trying to figure out, because everybody out there had outfits on, right? Yeah. And the other thing, right? When I went to the store, because I was like, I gotta buy something. When in Rome, you do as the Romans. So they had Speedos. The guy had on a Speedo and some strings hanging down. And I was like, if I put that on, I would never be able to go back home again. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't put it on. We went to the store. Those were actually a pair of lady pants, the sparkling pants that the ladies have, right? But I couldn't find any sparkling men pants. So I bought the lady pants, cut them off at the knees, kind of hawkish style, you know. But of course, yeah, I had fun.
Are you still getting, is there still glitter in your belly button? I hate to ask you, but I have to ask you.
I know. The person that was doing that, I said, you think you should put some glitter in the belly button when they were doing it? And I said, I don't know if that's going, you know. And they said, no, leave it. It looks good here in Brazil. I didn't plan on doing that videotape until I had a few drinks and got up nerves.
Michael, what's the craziest thing you saw down there?
Oh God. First of all, on the beach, it's just it was literally Sodom and Gomorrah. On the beach, they were crazy out there.
It got biblical out there?
It was literally, that's why he had to get rid of Sodom and Gomorrah. It was a whole lot of debauchery going on. And there was a lot going on over there, too. There was a lot. Right on the sand, right on the beach. So if you ever get a chance, I guess I shouldn't say that and then suggest you go to Carnival. But I suggest you go take a break, go to Carnival.
My next question, I saw you. I mean, you're living your best birthday life right now. You were at a Lakers game with Stephen A. How would Stephen A. do at Carnival?
Oh, that'd be interesting to see. That'll be interesting, right? You know what? That whole group right there, Paul Pierce and Kevin Frazier, oh my God, you just made me have a thought. That group would have a great time over at Carnival because all those guys right there, believe it or not, can make fun of themselves, and can laugh at themselves. So that's always needed when you want to go have a real good time. So those guys would be great.
Michael, I know you have your YouTube show. Take me into your trophy case there. What is behind you? What is going on back there?
Oh, listen, and I'm changing up a lot of things. We're redesigning the whole house. I want to redesign my backyard, redesign the backyard, everything of the house. But this right here, I'm gonna redesign all this too. But this is, how people get in those rooms, right? And do those shows, and they stick a whole bunch of stuff back there to make it look like they've been busy in life. That's not stuff back there. That's real stuff, all of that. You know what I'm saying?
What's your favorite thing?
So all of those, well, always the Super Bowl trophies. I won't even send these off to get polished because I'm afraid somebody's going to steal them or take them or try to replace them. I got a national championship trophy up here. Right here is my baby. Here's my baby. This is a broadcasting Emmy right here. Here is my baby. You see that? That means I did my thing well, and I'm over here doing this thing pretty well. That's what. So a champion is a champion in everything he does. So yeah, I would say that's one of my babies right there. Andre Johnson sent me this. I love this. Yeah, Andre Johnson. When I gave him his gold jacket at the Hall of Fame, so he sent me my vodka in the gold jacket. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's so nice.
And that was, listen, out of all this stuff up here, this was one of the greatest moments, really, for me. I told Andre that I couldn't believe that he asked me to put that gold jacket on him. And I remember when I first left Miami, and they were like, man, we think we signed this guy, Andre Johnson. He could be the next Mike Irvin. And then he came around the corner. I was like, God, that's a big mother brother right there. So it was just a blessing from God to get a chance to do that.
It's amazing. I mean, the relationship between receivers is true and it's special. What question do you hear most when you run into wide receivers?
About what kind of divas, wide receivers, the divas, and all of these things. I have to tell people this all the time. You got to understand this. First of all, by nature, we are a dichotomy. We are out wide, which says independence, but we're very dependent. You see what I mean? So by nature, that dichotomy exists. Out here all by yourself, but you need that help. I can't play without a quarterback. So yeah, you can understand when we have, those. At least all of us have at least two of us in each of us, and some of us have a little bit more. Some of those wide receivers even have more than just two people, but we all have that. And we got to learn though. This is what I get mad at myself about, Kay, is, you see the old film of a guy of us on the sideline going back and forth, and I'm trying to get my guys up. I think that has gone way too far now, because receivers, it's not even about going up and down the sideline to get their guys up. I'm seeing guys go after their quarterbacks and all of that stuff, and we never did that. Like, why would I go after my quarterback? That's like a fish telling the water, I'm tired of you. Why would you? The fish can't live without the damn water. What are you talking about? So this thing has changed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I did it to get my team going and everything. I never went after Troy, never went after the head coach. So some of that stuff I don't like seeing.
But we like seeing it when, like a Joe Burrow welcomes T and Jamar into the locker room, hugs them, helps vocally say that they both deserve to get paid. Right. That must have been a beautiful moment for you to witness, just as a wide receiver.
It is on many fronts. Now, first of all, to see both of those guys get an opportunity to stay and play in Cincinnati, I love that. That moved the needle. You get number one up to 41 now, and the number one receiver now making numbers like 41 million, and the number two receiver's coming up to 28, 30. So what does that tell me? This game is a passing game. They have turned the game over to the men that they should turn it over to, and that's the wide receivers. You know what I'm saying? So that part,
I don't know,
is the part I like.
People think that you shouldn't pay two wide receivers on the same team.
I don't concur with that conclusion at all, and I don't concur with that conclusion. With the conclusion of defense win championships. No. Points win championships. Points. Let's not get it twisted. You can play, if you got 100 snap game, you can play 99 plays great. If you give up 1 point and you have 0 points, you lose that game. Points win championship. So let's get real. And you got your two wide receivers, and you have a quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks. Let's maximize the opportunity to get points. And we can find people to put together a pretty good defense. But if the other team got to put up 35 points a game, you got a pretty good shot at winning.
The Bengals have the 6th best odds right now on FanDuel, plus 1,700 to win the Super Bowl. Can they win the Super Bowl with what's going on with that team? You like them?
Absolutely. They got to the Super Bowl with what we do, the worst offensive line to ever make it to the Super Bowl because they had those beasts. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they're shaking it up in more ways than one. They shook it up when they got there with the worst offensive line. What does everybody say? The first thing you gotta do is find an offensive line. Now, if I got a quarterback that can get that ball out of his hands fast, and I got two receivers that can get open real fast, I just got to get me some guys that can stay in front of somebody for 2.5 seconds. You ain't got to be the greatest. I tell all my young linemen that are growing up, I said, all you have to do, young man, is live by the rule of 3. He said, well, what's that, Mr. Irvin? I said, understand this. You're going to be 300 pounds. Somebody across from you going to be 300 pounds. You stay in front of them for 3 seconds, somebody going to pay you $300 million. 3 seconds is all you need. And you can find some 3-second guys and keep them wide receivers.
I love it. We got Trey Smith on the show coming up, a Super Bowl champion. So we'll be talking to him. I warmed you up. We talked belly buttons and glitter and carnival and all the things, and the Bengals and receivers. Your Cowboys. Let's take a look at what they've done. Okay. They added a bunch on defense. They grabbed 2 running backs in free agency. Did they do enough? How much better did they get?
Well, they did something. And they're moving and bringing in some people. I say right now the Cowboys still have work to do. And I know they brought in a few running backs. And I was a little worried about that because I'm hoping Genty is there and they go and get Genty because he's a difference maker. You can bring in running backs and you're going to need running backs. But that different dude is a different dude. And I witnessed it when Emmett got here to Dallas. So, yeah, I want that. And I think the Cowboys, I want them to bite off of something, some of what Cincinnati's doing. Bring in the help with defense, but let's get CeeDee Lamb some help and we try to beat this. Before last year, the Cowboys had like number 1 offense for a few years, and they were winning 12-5 for those last 3 years with that offense. That's why I know you can win with great offense and scoring points. So, yeah, I want Genty, and I want another receiver to help CeeDee Lamb.
I mean, they had a chance at Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, and I like Kupp, and I'm happy that he ended up where he is, because I think that'd be a perfect place for him in Seattle. I think I was the only one that said he was going to Seattle. The only one. And I think it makes perfect sense. Kubiak comes in as offensive coordinator, Grubbs lead. You're bringing in Sam Darnold. You kicked out that offense in Seattle. That's why you got rid of Lockett, all of those guys. Kicked out that offense. And now Cooper Kupp's going to be your inside guy? You know, are you joking? Now, JSN, who's a great player, I think he had like maybe close to 800 yards in the slot last year, but he wasn't in this offense. And now he's going to learn how to play the slot from the best slot player in this offense. So that him going to Seattle was like the candy I grew up on. Now it's great for now, and it will be great for later, because it's going to pass on to JSN. Him in Dallas, as great as he is, and I would be a little bit worried about some of that covering over CeeDee Lamb. And right now, I want to make sure his attitude is right and his relationship with Dak is perfect.
Is it okay? Their relationship?
Oh, yeah, it's great. It's great. It's great. But
that.
listen, let me tell you where my worries come from. When I saw that playoff game against Green Bay 2 years ago, remember, Dak missed him early. And they didn't talk all game. I said, wait a minute, that was early. Why y'all, how you got this mad that early? So something had to come into this game with you to make you this mad that early. Those are the things I worry about.
You're the playmaker. Let's make some decisions here. Let's make some plays. You talked about Genty. You said that you want them to have another receiver to go alongside CeeDee Lamb like the Bengals are doing, right? Ashton Genty or Matthew Golden, who I know you like. You like him at 12. If both are on the board, is it Genty or Golden for you?
And that's a great question. And if both are on the board, I got to go Genty. Because now I'm coming back to what I know, and we all fall back on what we know best. And what I know best is that triplet formation, winning game. I know when Emmett came, the difference he made. We had the same offensive line prior to him getting here. But when he got here, all of a sudden, they became the best offensive line ever. That's because Emmett was the best running back ever. You see what I mean? And he made a difference. Let's look at what Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry did for those squads that they played on this year. So, you get a chance to get a Genty and get and have that kind of production that he's had. Yeah, you take him.
I'll add another curveball.
But I love Matthew Golden too now. That's a speed guy that we need also. We need that speed. Yeah. Brandon Cooks just signed back with New Orleans, and honestly, God bless him, Brandon Cooks, they lost a lot of that speed that the Cowboys need. And Matt Golden would be great.
Stephen Jones said that one of the goals is to get a young quarterback in the draft. So I'm going to throw this curveball at you. If Shedeur Sanders is there for some reason, would you take him?
Oh, that's a great question now. Yeah. Oh, you're going to need something for the future. And if you can get a chance, absolutely, I'm taking him right now. And if it doesn't work out, I'm going to take Shedeur Sanders if he's there, and with Shedeur, and then Dak and
Genty. You would take Shedeur over Genty, Irv.
What? Stop playing. I got it, but I got personal things I'm trying to make go down here. Are you serious?
Yeah, I got you.
Right.
Well, you know Shedeur better than the average person.
Right.
Which I love.
And I love Shedeur. And all that noise that people are talking about, when you're talking about, oh, he's this or he's that, I'm like, shut up. He's exactly what you need. Let me tell you what. That's the kind of dude that plays in big games well. He's used to you coming out. Keep coming. Yeah. That's the stuff that he eats on and makes him play better. Some guys run from that light. And very few guys run to that kind of light. That's why I think he'll do great here. If New York drafts him, he'll do great in New York. Now, that's a hard thing, too, to talk about playing well in New York. You see how it destroys a lot of quarterbacks. They don't have the mentality to survive that. Absolutely, Shedeur does. And if I had a chance to get Shedeur, I'm taking him because quarterback trumps all things. Quarterback trumps all things. Yeah.
And you're somebody who knows him. You know him better than the average person. I think what you say about Shedeur matters. I appreciate
it. And you still have quarterback leverage if you had a room with Dak and Shedeur Sanders in it, because Shedeur is going to be your future, and Dak right now is your right now. You got a room with some leverage in it, and then maybe another year or two I can get Dion in here too. That's just
We have like a minute left. I know what you were thinking on the plane ride to Carnival. You were thinking, by the time I get back, Aaron Rodgers will make a decision. He will have a team. Yet somehow, all that glitter later, all that biblical stuff later, we don't know where he's going. People are saying it's being dragged out.
Right.
What is your take on Aaron Rodgers and his future? Where he should go? Should he go anywhere?
I wanted to see him in Pittsburgh. I thought it'd be a great pick to see him get Pittsburgh, when he was in that mode of, I'm ready to come in and do what I have to do. But now when this thing gets dragged out like this, now it's all about you again. And I don't know if that works in Pittsburgh. I heard Cam Ward the other day say, come on, man, you don't want to play with us, then let me know. Aaron Rodgers has to make a decision for that reason right there. I would not have this happening because whatever team you go to now, it's like, is it about you or you want to be happy to join a team? And Pittsburgh, I thought, was a great place.
Amazing answer. Pittsburgh hasn't had a top 10 scoring offense since 2018. Maybe it'll still work, but great words by you. Irv, that's it. We appreciate your stopping by the show. And you've got everything going on YouTube. You've got your Emmy. You said you have one Lombardi. You've got 3 back there shining beautifully. It's good to see. Good to see you.
National championship, everything is back there. And it's all real. That's all I'm saying. It's all real.
Yes. Carnival, not real. The trophy cases, real. Irv, we appreciate it. And I don't know who you're throwing shade at, but I love it.
All right. Good talking to you guys.
Good talking to you too. We'll be right back with our guy, Trey Smith. We've got Armand Membou, and big thanks to Irv for making time this morning.
Yeah, there it is. All right.
Teamwork makes the dream work. I don't know why we're bumping with that. I'm down here in sunny Mayakoba with all of your friends for the NFLPA Classic. Trey, where are you? What are you doing? How's your off season?
What's okay? I'm actually in Dallas right now, in Frisco. I'm at my training facility. I just finished the workout, so.
Okay, I love that. You had a very strong winter. You made your Hallmark debut. Since we last spoke, we talked about it. What was it like? What was it actually like seeing it come to life?
It just sort of felt weird, honestly, seeing yourself on the big screen, being able to go to the premiere. When I got called up for it, I had no idea I had speaking roles. I thought I'd be like an extra standing in the back. So the day I went down there, like, hey, you actually have 5 lines. You got to speak in the movie. And be able to do that was an amazing experience. It was a little nerve-wracking, but overall, I had a ton of fun.
I love it. Congrats on your first Pro Bowl, by the way. Hard to believe that it was your first. But as I'm looking at your seasons, you're 4 years in. Let's pretend it's a book. What was the 4th chapter called? What was the theme of this past season?
I just say the breakthrough a little bit, just being able to have success in that level, getting a little bit of, personal accolades, but ultimately, just staying focused, just staying with the plan and the sustained team success that we had, and obviously the result that we wanted it to end. But, I just call it the breakthrough.
What are you most proud of from the season? I know it didn't end how you wanted, so it must be hard because you're celebrating these personal bests. By the way, 1 sack and over 1,200 offensive snaps, which is crazy. What are you most proud of?
I don't think there's anything just personally I'm proud of. I would say just my team. This past year, the way we battled week in, week out, the closeness of games, being able to go to the big dance 3 years consecutively, it's a very hard thing to do when everyone's trying to hunt you because you're considered the best. And to me, I just was really proud of my teammates, the way we just battled, fought through adversity the entire season, and how close of a brotherhood and how tight-knit we were to the end.
You were one of 2 players, my friend, to be franchise tagged this year. T. Higgins got his deal. What's up? Where are we? Where are we in the process?
Yeah, shout out to T. Higgins, man. 2 Tennessee boys. I think they were in the same high school class, too. So really cool to see T getting paid. Ultimately, man, I can only focus on just working out and training, and I love Kansas City. It's my home. I love the Chiefs. The fans in Kansas City are some of the best people I've ever been around. And, ultimately, I would love to stay there. And that's my plan.
If I were, in Frisco, in Dallas, and I wanted to be a success, even if the deal doesn't get done, which I think it will. And by the way, I'm going to the owners meeting, so I'm going to shake up Brett Veach if I see him in the hallway. But you'd still be, if the deal doesn't happen, you're the highest paid guard in the league playing on the tag. If you were to give advice, if somebody comes up to you at the weight rack or whatever you want to say, I don't know how to speak in these terms. How did you go from being a 6th round pick to the top of your position? What would you say?
For me, I leaned on my faith in God, delivering out of a lot of bad situations. I think the biggest thing is just keeping your head down, working. No matter how bleak a situation looks, no matter how bad it looks, no matter what the outlook is that someone gives you, you just got to work. You got to work every single day because someone's out there trying to replace you. And understand, even if it looks bad now, you keep working, and then there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel. There's going to be a success. There's going to be a breakthrough. But at the end of the day, you have to put your daily deposits in. You got to have sweat equity. It's not going to just happen. You got to go earn it.
What is the light at the end of the Super Bowl loss tunnel? You haven't spoke about it much.
Yeah, it's painful. It's definitely something that you don't want to experience, getting that close, working that hard, and, coming up short. But I think at the end of the day, we use that as fuel and motivation for next season. I'll speak personally for myself. I know that wasn't my best performance. So for me, I'm hungry to show back up next season, an even better player, a new player, and just put my first step forward in a positive manner to make sure that I'm doing everything I can for my team for us to be successful. Because at the end of the day, we all have the same goal and objective. We all want to win that Lombardi trophy and lift it up at the end of the season. And, we realized we got everybody's best shot last season. And at the end of the day, we have to be on our A game week in and week out, but I use it as fuel and motivation for next season for sure.
Patrick Mahomes, you're taking your accountability. He took a lot of accountability, right? He said he took a lot of the blame, I feel like, outwardly when he was talking about it. What did you think when you were hearing that?
It just shows how great of a leader Patrick is, in all moments. Him taking the blame in the situations, him taking accountability and credit. I know without a doubt there's no one I trust more than Patrick Mahomes to lead a football team and get guys in the right direction. And he knows that we're backing him 100%, every step of the way. Whatever he needs, he knows he has us as teammates. But I would just say he's the ultimate leader, man. A lot of people duck a lot of accountability. A lot of people don't take up for the bad times. They only take up for the good and take credit for the great times. So for him to step up in that situation, I'm not shocked at all. It's a testament to his character, but I know I'm riding with 15 all the way.
I feel like chapter 5 in your book, I'm trying to think of the title, like Scorched Earth, Revenge Tour. What is it?
I'll probably go really vanilla and just say consistency. I think for me now, the main thing is just be consistent. Be great, but be great consistently. And that's sort of the mission I'm trying to be on. I'm just trying to be the best I can be, but just do it week in, week out, and be that same player, that same great player every single week.
I was traveling to Cancun, so I didn't see all of the NCAA action, but I hear your team is doing quite well.
Yes, ma'am. Those balls. Hey, Sweet 16.
Tell me what I need to know about the balls. It's Sweet 16. What's your message to your squad heading into action?
Hey, balls, hoops. Y'all got it, baby. Coach Barnes, do your thing. I'll be down in Indy. Let's get it. Go Vols, baby. That's it.
You'll be there. I love that. It sounds like you're having like a very focused off season. You're doing that, which I love. And you always have, you are a character person. You are a person who is a lovely human, a great teammate. Tell me everything I need to know about your 2nd annual football camp. It's also happening in Tennessee. And what do the kids have to look forward to?
Yeah, so 2nd football camp I've ever had in my hometown of Jackson, Tennessee. Something I really look forward to. I remember, as a kid going to football camps, various colleges, famous players, et cetera. And it's always just a really great experience to work with the youth in your hometown, trying to impart wisdom and knowledge, but just give kids a great time, allowing them to play the game, get exposure to the game, meeting some players, at the collegiate level and at the NFL level. And it's always just a great event. So, I think it was June 21st, we're going to have it in Jackson, Tennessee, my old high school at USJ. And it's just going to be a great time,
Yeah, I know, and I'm excited. I was looking at some of the footage and looking into it. It's amazing. I mentioned some of your accolades in the intro, of course, but you have to tell me what it was like to grace the Art But Make It Sports Twitter page. Tell me about this.
Hey, that was one of my favorite moments this season.
Really?
If I remember correctly, we were running like a misdirection screen or an opposite screen. And when I got out in open space, here comes Xavier Worthy, the fastest man in football. I think I'm going to be the amazing athlete that I am and like jump, dodge him out of the way. He's going to cut around, smashes right into me with Cam Hayward in hot pursuit. I basically do a flip, land on my back. At the end of the game, it's Christmas time. I'm checking my phone and my Twitter is just blowing up. NFL's collab with me. I saw that post on Twitter. I thought it was like the greatest thing ever. But, landing on X, that was a really funny moment this season.
I love it. I love how you light up about it. It's amazing. I think I'm so happy to always run into you, to hang out with you. We have the draft in Green Bay. I remember hanging out with you in Creed in Kansas City a couple of seasons. So lots to look forward to. I will hunt Veach down, Trey, to figure out what's going on. But it sounds like you are happy and focused as always. So congrats on everything and a personal best season. Now go get that next ring.
Okay. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Trey. We'll be back after this. Of course, we got Membou, Armand Membou on the program. We're going to keep it to offense and talk about one of the most exciting draft prospects that, exists. And he'll be in Green Bay, of course, next month. I cannot believe. I can't believe the draft. When is the draft? It's happening. The draft. Hamilton.
Yeah.
1 month from today.
We're about a month. Oh, yeah. Coming up real fast. While you're over there with all your golf. Draft season's here.
Okay, sorry. Not all of us just took a fucking Ferris Bueller over to Mizzou for God knows what actual reason. I can't wait to see those reports come through. You're like $90 of El Rancho. going to Trops and getting I would have gotten, my move was Trops, and I never drove, by the way, which I actually hated Trops for this. It's just very weird stuff. But I would Tiger Paw. Yeah. It's like an alcohol slushy place that exists, and you just get to walk around with alcohol like you're drinking Slurpee. Like it's an unbelievable thing that's allowed for some reason. And you'd get these mega things, and they would really, they were not lightweight. They would mess you
not
up.
At all.
And they were cost effective. Like if you were, it's like, oh, do I go get spring for the bottle of Pop Off on the bottom shelf, at the local convenience store? Or are you going for like the incredible sugar rush of a bottle of vodka in a slushie? And it made sense. I loved it.
Made total sense. Yeah, okay. Still not totally sure how that was allowed, but yeah.
That was a good show.
Yeah, very happy. Irv was...
Wow. What did he call you, Ricky? What did he call you? Excuse me. I think I'm going kayaking with Jameis Winston right now. I have kayaked.
Are you serious?
Matt Forte, and now with Jameis Winston. Who's having a better life
you're living everyone's... That's what I was going to say. You're living everyone's dream. I think anyone in America would want to be on that kayak with Jameis Winston right
I got to tell you, I think that... that'll be great. I'm about as close to a breakdown as I think I've ever been, Hamilton. Like I am skating on thin ice right now. I'm not kidding. I might make a change, a drastic change. Like things are, I'm in a mood. I'm in a place. And then we're going to roll down Orlovsky here. It's going to be interesting. Yeah.
We'll have to get into this all at some point.
I'm on shaky ground right now.
We'll get into this all at some point.
Yeah. Shotgun wedding. Okay, great. Oh, welcome back to the Up and Adams Show. It's such a pleasure to sit down with Armand Membou. We talked about his combine, his amazing pro day. Check it out. Armand Membou, offensive tackle out of Mizzou, coming to an NFL team near you. You are, my friend, a 2024 second team all SEC selection, and you and I have a big challenge. Are you ready for what that challenge is?
Let's do it.
Your coach told me you're going to give me one-word answers in this interview, and I said, over my dead body.
You want me to?
No, I want you to give the most non-one-word answers ever so we can prove him wrong.
Okay, I'll make sure to yap in every explanation.
Let's start with this then. What is your definition of perfection?
I don't think I don't think perfection is able, like, humans can achieve it, but just working towards being close to that. I guess that was a bad explanation, but
I know, to me, a lot of the answers, there is no perfection, but I would argue, Armand, that 0 sacks allowed and 0 quarterback hits allowed last season is pretty perfect. Would you agree?
It's not bad, but at the same time, I feel like the stats don't tell the whole story. You got to watch the film and see how things really play out.
Was there a point last year that you realized you were pitching a no-hitter?
Definitely, yeah, going through the season, every game was like, I don't want to give up a sack. Like, that's what I did in my mind.
People point to your athleticism, of course, but you are so much more than that. You're, obviously you physically dominate your opponents. How would you describe your mindset out there?
Just, very physical, very aggressive, and just whether I'm run blocking, pass blocking, just being, just dominating my man.
You have this 40-yard dash. Everybody was talking about it. It went viral. Were you surprised by that?
In the moment, I didn't realize I screamed that loud. I didn't mean to scream, but it kind of just happened. I was a little hyped up, but yeah, it was funny watching it back.
I want to hear the scream. If anybody hasn't seen it, which I think everybody has, you weigh in at 332 pounds. You run a 4.91 40. I feel like I can't tell if it went viral because of your speed or the sound effects.
Yeah, I was trying to run faster, but I feel like it's still a good time, but the scream kind of just overtook the whole thing.
You're only 20 years old. A lot of draft prospects are taken 5 or even 6 years in college to develop before going to the NFL. Why now? What is it about this program preparing you, maybe even Coach Drinkwitz, that's gotten you ready in 3 years?
I just say, Coach Drink really helped develop me and just, gave me the opportunity to play my freshman year. And that kind of just gave me the experience, over these past few years. Even though I am young, I had 30 starts in college, so it was a lot of ball.
You're in the SEC. You're going to the NFL. But you've gotten the experience in these 3 years, right? You've faced some elite pass rushers week after week. Georgia, Nolan Smith, Stewart at A&M, Jackson at Arkansas. It's over now. Who is the toughest pass rusher you've gone up against?
I definitely say that A&M D-line, Gordon and Stewart are 2 pretty good pass rushers.
Are you excited for the NFL challenge?
Oh yeah, no, that's my biggest thing. I'm excited for, just to get there and see how it compares to all the other vets.
How do you think? What are people telling you about how it compares?
I think people think I'm gonna translate well, but I just want to. I haven't played football in a while, so I really just want to get out there and just get to it. Really.
We have this great photo of you. I hope you think is great. Oh, I have to find it. Hold on. Are you mad? Oh no, you know which one I'm talking about.
I have no clue, but I just know it's probably something bad though.
This is a cute photo. Why is this so funny?
I just look a little different, but yeah, it's my commitment photo. I look clean. You think I look clean?
I think you look clean. Yeah, this is your 17th birthday. This is, now we're 4 years later. What's the biggest difference between this kid and the man you are now?
Just a little more mature, more experience, got a little more ball in me. That's really it. I'm the same person.
There's a very popular take swirling around the internet, Armand, that you could take over for the very, literally and spiritually and emotionally and mentally, the big shoes of Trent Williams when he decides to hang it up. Can you wrap your head around that? Do you have any thoughts about that?
If I do get drafted by the Niners, that would be a, dope opportunity. But I don't really think about things like that. I just, try to be the best version of me.
Do you see any comparisons though, as you're trying to be the best version of you to Trent?
I think, I'm athletic like him, but, still got to prove myself once I get there. So hopefully I can have a career similar to his.
Armand, I would be bouncing off the walls, just flexing that NFL scouts and whoever analysts think that, you know, are saying that I could fill those shoes. Like, he's one of the greatest players.
I mean, to me,
to you?
I mean, I appreciate people thinking that, but at the same time, to me, I try to just block out the noise and just be the best version of myself.
Where does your dog want to go? Which team?
It's probably a team that has a lot of bones. She loves eating dog bones. So,
which team do you think would be more her vibe? Is she like does she want sun? Does she want to go where there's no state tax? Like, where does she want to go?
She probably wants no state tax. Yeah, and a little sun.
Dogs are smart like that. They get it. I'm just digging in and looking at all the mock drafts, right, where everybody's going, and everyone that I see, and congrats, because it's something that you've totally earned, and it's so obvious, like, you're inside the top 10. The most common spots I'm seeing are 4 to the Patriots or 7 to the Jets. How much are you paying attention to those headlines?
I mean, I try not to pay attention to it too much, but obviously, I see it when I'm on social media. Yeah. But I mean, it's just a blessing that people think that I could even go that high in the draft.
Is your mom Annie paying attention to it?
Yeah, I mean, my mom, my parents, they see.
Do they tell you, or do they kind of keep you from it? Like, what's the perfect way to handle that?
I mean, they're just really supportive, and I mean, it's like, I see it too, so it's not really much to talk about.
Your parents are immigrants. They're from Cameroon. Is there something, what have they instilled in you, maybe from just that mentality, that has sort of helped you in your development as a future first-round draft pick?
Just, to be nice to everybody. And, they just taught me to work hard, since I was young, because they sacrificed a lot for me to be in the position I am now. So just work hard and then just be nice to everybody, except when I'm on that field.
I love that. Well, good luck to you. Good luck to your dog. Good luck to Trey, maybe getting to a state where there's no taxes. Congrats to you, your entire family, Annie included, the entire program. It has been a joy to watch. And to hear, honestly, potentially in the top 5, surefire top 10 Mizzou player is really, really cool.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Have a good day.